Well, hello there, and welcome back to Bedrock. My name is Ladrim, and in our previous Minecraft Bedrock Let's Play episode, we spent a lot of time building up our villager farm and a cute little building to go around it. But in today's episode, we need to face some facts, and that first fact is we don't have a lot of resources going for us. So today, we are going to be spending a ton of time building up our farms and gathering up some more resources so that we can get a few more things automated. You see, once again, we are desperately low on iron. We have used up pretty much all of the stone that we have, and we really don't have a lot of resources to smelt. I keep running into an issue where there just isn't enough coal around us to keep the furnaces going. So in today's episode, we're going to be focused on fixing up our farm, building up a couple farms. I'm thinking a stone farm, maybe a wool farm as well, and then hopefully also maybe a sugarcane or kelp farm to give us some of those desperately needed resources that we will need for books and fireworks now that we have our elytra, but still can't use it because we don't have a mending book yet. So there's a lot of things to do on our to-do list. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And of course, the first item on our agenda today is finding some sand so that we can smelt it down into glass so that we can use it for all of the various farms that I have planned to take care of today. See, I have searched high and low and far and wide, and there's a few areas around here where I could get, maybe a stack of glass, but it just isn't efficient. It is a massive pain to get glass from about 18 different areas, and I have searched and searched and searched, and there just is not a desert nearby us. So we are going to take a trip all the way back to our stronghold where our nether portal is, and then jump through our nether portal maybe a couple thousand blocks and see if we can't find a desert a little further away on the map. And I'm sure you're asking yourselves why I don't just build the portal right next to our base. Well, the first problem that I'm having is that the portal near my base will open up directly into our villager farm. And if you'd like to see how that's coming along, I can show that a little bit later, but I don't really want to unbury that farm. I have it all nice and set up the way I want it. And I don't want to have to finagle with setting up another portal right next to it and then linking that up into the nether, because I'll need to rearrange that anyway once we have our villager trading hall up and running and I need to start shuffling things in there. So mainly because I just don't want to deal with it, I don't want to put another portal near our base. And going near the stronghold puts us out a sufficient number of blocks that we can start using that as kind of our exploration point. So if you recall, during our speedrun, quote unquote, episode, we built this nice little tunnel down here so we can access the stronghold and our portal. And apparently when I was here, I did a horrendous job of lighting this up. And there is just all sorts of creepy things down in here. I really need to light this up. Normally I do a right hand rule, but ow. Okay. That's okay. They're just gonna take care of that, aren't they? Oh, there's a creeper. Oh, there's a creeper. Please don't hurt me. Yep. That netherite sword really helps a lot. So yeah, like I was saying, I really probably should light this up a little bit. I kind of know where to go, but very simple to get lost in here. But yeah, if you haven't seen down here, this is kind of what we have going on. Let me just throw some torches down. There's another creeper. Please don't blow up. See, that's why I need more torches down here. So yeah, if you haven't seen this area, let me kind of just show you around real quick. This is obviously the staircase that we come in down from. Just kind of just dug a hole. And then if we go right here, this is where our portal is. It's just right in front of the stronghold. It's very convenient. We have a little ender chest up there with our elytra and our dragon eggs and our rockets, which we won't be using till we can get some enchanting books. But over here in the nether, we do have the exit, and it kind of just opens up into this wide sand biome area. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure I have the coordinates written down somewhere, but I don't know off the top of my head where my villager farm is. But when the time comes, I will go ahead and link those up and get this a little bit more protected so that these ghasts aren't giving us such a headache. But now we need to venture out a couple thousand blocks in the overworld side, see if we can't find ourselves a desert. And thanks to the power of editing magic, we have now arrived about 200, maybe 300 blocks further out. So I'm hoping that on the other side of this portal, there is going to be a nice, beautiful desert with sand and all of the other things that we're going to need. And as you can imagine, coming into Y level -30 when we were at Y level 45 in the Nether, my disappointment with our spawn point here in the overworld is immeasurable. My day's not ruined, but I am very disappointed. So let me go ahead and find the way out of here real quick. All right, so I found some water going down. So let's just swim all the way up here. We're probably just going to come out in a cave or something like that, or so I hope. Come on, where's an exit? Oh, I see light. Oh, this is not a cave. This is not a cave at all. This is... Ow. Ow. Come on, reach the surface. Well, this is a different kind of desert. You see, this is a desert made entirely of water, which I guess I should have been more specific, huh, when we were trying to figure out where we want to go. But it's getting late. Ooh, there is a place we could set up a guardian farm later, so we'll definitely keep that in mind. But now, having made our way over to the shoreline here, I do see some bamboo and some jungle trees, and I have not yet got any bamboo in this world. So this will be a really good opportunity actually to get cocoa and bamboo. I have been using dirt blocks like a plebeian, and hopefully now you will all be much more happier with me now that I will be using scaffolding instead of this. So I'm going to spend some time chopping down a bunch of these. Maybe I could add this to a farm. I'll need to think about that. I have not made this before. I could probably use my sugarcane farm design though to make this, assuming that it is bone mealable. I don't know. I'll have to check that. All right, so we have myself about a half shulker box full of bamboo. That should be more than enough to get a farm going and get some things built initially, but it is now time for us to resume our search for the mythical desert that has been so elusive. Before I leave, I did just notice that there was a little parrot over here, and I would very much like to have a parrot. So, got some seeds. Hopefully you'll be my friend. Yay! We have a parrot friend, and we will now take you with us. Wait a second. Is that the parrot? Is that the parrot or the zombie making the noise? Hold on. Go away, zombie. Was it you or the zombie? As you can tell, I don't make friends with parrots very often in this game, and I had no idea that they imitated nearby mobs. That is actually very terrifying. I really just don't know how to feel about that. I have very conflicting emotions, but setting aside my confusion on the sound that birds make, I did find a nearby portal over here. I'm probably going to light this, but wait, is the parrot making that noise too? Do you just not like this portal? Why do you not like the portal? It's a nice, convenient way to travel. It is making the noise. Okay, I clearly have nothing. I know nothing about what birds do in this game. I had no idea that these cockatiels will do that. But I did go ahead and light that portal, and now it's just a matter of finding a desert. Oh, and I think there's one right there. Wow, wasn't that convenient? We only had to travel, what, several thousand blocks? But now let's get some sand, pick up some coral, because I don't know if I'm gonna ever see this ever again, and head back home. Wait. Oh, now you don't want to go through the portal with me either. You know, I thought we were going to be really good friends, but I guess we're not. So I'm just going to leave you here. Bye, parrot. It was nice knowing you. Please get off. Thank you. Okay, bye. I'm leaving you. If you don't want to be my friend, that's fine. I'll bring you home another way. All right, and now here on the other side, looking at our coordinates, we're actually really close to our stronghold portal. Oh, let me just find my bearings real quick. I definitely won't have to take the route I took there. This is a different portal, but this is really close. So nearby, there should be a soul sand valley. Aha! I knew it. I knew it. Okay, that's actually really, really good. So now when we get to set up our nether hub, we now have that was pretty much just a straight shot all the way over to our portal by our desert. So if we need to ever get there again, we can just climb right up and just look, that just spit us out right here. How very convenient. And back in the overworld, I did raid this other village over here and found the most depressing thing ever. There was a pink sheep here, and I must have missed it by just 15 seconds or less. And I'm so disappointed because I could have had a naturally occurring pink sheep. I'm guessing that wolf right there took care of him. But let it be known here, there was a pink sheep in the world. I did find it. I'm checking that off the bucket list of finding a pink sheep. Setting aside our sorrow over the pink sheep, this is without a doubt my favorite part of the 1.18 update. Just walking down through here while looking for iron or anything else and just stumbling across these just gorgeous places underground. It's just incredible, and I'm speechless actually. This is my favorite part of this update. I enjoy so much walking down here and discovering those, and there's one of those pink things up there. Those are the pink things that spread the spore blossoms. Yeah, okay, so definitely gonna go up there. If there's a couple more of those, I am gonna grab them. I think I should have enough iron after exploring this area, and then we will get started with our builds. And candidly, I don't even have words for how excited I am over these spore blossoms. I think they are without a doubt the best feature of the 1.18 update. They add so much energy and so much excitement into the world when you place them around. Oh, I just am so excited to place these around my bases. The base is going to look so much better with these. And where there's one, there's more. There's this beautiful cave system that I'll need to come back down and explore with the floating mine shaft. Oh, I'm so excited. And back at base, having now placed a few of these, oh, they just add so much energy to the place. I absolutely love this spore blossom. Minecraft needs more of these in the game, more of these types of blocks that give off these fun little particles. It adds so much energy to the game. Oh, it's just my favorite thing. But enough of me yammering on about how much I love particle blocks. It's now time for us to get started with our time lapse. So you sit back, relax. I've got some new music for you, and let's go. Hours later, we finally have all of the farms we intended to get set up today up and running. And if you like the music that I'm picking out for you, make sure you leave a like for the video, and do let me know down in the comments whether you like what I'm picking out for you guys to listen to during these time lapses. But moving on, we did get a ton of stuff done today, so let me go ahead and give you the tour. So first things first here, I did build out a path connecting these two buildings. Makes it a little bit easier to move around in here. And you know, those spore blossoms, they just add so much more life now that these are all connected. This is turning into one of my favorite builds that I've ever built in Minecraft. But moving on over here, I did extend this area out a little bit. I'm thinking about putting, you know, a tree and some, you know, maybe a garden area over here, just to really kind of liven this up. I will need to terraform this land over here, but I think having a little garden area in front of our starter base will just really bring a lot more life to this and make this look a little less barren. But like I said, I do have some nice walkway paths running all the way up to our base. First stop here is our wheat farm. This is mostly decorative, but I have harvested once or twice just so I could get plenty of food. There's not water powering this, so it's just kind of here to look at, but it is a nice little touch just to give us a little bit more atmosphere to our base and just make it look like, you know, this place is actually lived in. And it's okay if you build stuff that you don't actually use and you do it just for looks. But moving on up here, I did spend a lot of time on this wall, and this texture pack just is, it's not really giving me the depth that I want. I tried to pot it in, make it look like there's some dings in there, and then also, you know, give it some depth, and it isn't coming out with this texture pack. But I'm thinking about, you know, doing some farm work over here on this side as well, and then to pop out some more depth, maybe putting a little building right here, potentially a stable. I haven't quite decided quite yet what I want to do, but I think definitely adding something in front of this will definitely give this a lot more depth than what this texture pack is. But kind of moving on up here, I did build out this path a whole lot more. It goes around over here to the right, and then also all the way up to our farm building. What are we calling this? Our farm building, our farm base? Yeah, I have to make some decisions on that. But you know, I did bring over those spore blossoms that we installed out here. I think I put them in here in the corners. Yeah, so this place also has a lot more livery going on. And there's my creeper protector cat. He's just hanging out right there. Tried to add some candles. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. But over here on the left, our wool farm has been running, and it has been very, very busy. I'm pretty sure that this is filled up, and that hopper minecart up on the first floor isn't actually doing anything at the moment just because of how full this is. So yep, pop that out and just look at that. There's just stuff that pours right in there. So this has been an incredibly efficient farm. You know, I've only had this running for the time it's taken me to get it set up and to get the other farms installed, and you know, it works. It works. I'm very, very pleased and very, very proud of how efficient this has been working. But seeing how efficient this farm has been, I'm definitely going to need to start giving some thought to getting either more chests and hoppers down here, or getting started with a more centralized storage system. This is, I'm just fighting to try to get all this filled up. This is simply insane. So if you have ideas for what you'd like to see for a storage system, go ahead and leave me a note down in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from you. But kind of moving on over here, I cleared out this area a little bit of the staircase. Kind of going down here, we have a nice little access way to our nether portal, but also our stone farm that we built over here. I decided just to throw this down under here. And if you haven't seen this design, go ahead and check out the tutorial I have for this. It's a very simple design with Silk Touch. I'll be able to get pure stone from this because my iron Silk Touch pickaxe broke. This will just give me cobblestone, but for now, that's more than enough. This fills up pretty quickly. I haven't been using it a lot. Once I get Silk Touch, that will help. But like I said, this farm is also on my page if you want to go check it out. I'll have a link up in the corner there as well. But moving on up, this is probably the only place I didn't add slabs to make myself a little bit simpler. I do have our kelp and sugarcane farm, have rails going up here that will ultimately feed into it from our Mars farm to provide it with all the bone meal it needs. Right now it's just kind of running whenever it gets detected. The sugarcane farm really isn't meant to run without bone meal, so I've just been giving it a few flicks every now and then, and it definitely has been producing sugarcane and kelp for us. The kelp farm is a little bit more automated. It can run without the bone meal being supplied to it, so definitely have some stuff there. This farm, once we get bone meal powering it, it will be very efficient. And we have a new visitor on our farm. I'm hoping you'll just teleport away. And yep, thank you. Didn't want to have to get in a fight with an Enderman here. And over here, as you saw in the time lapse, we do have our wool farm. Just have a very simple minecart running underneath here. If you want tutorials for either this farm or the kelp and sugarcane farm, I do have them up on the channel. You can go ahead and check them out on the cards here. But this farm, as you can see, has been very busy. I've got everything nice and labeled, and it looks like with 16 sheep, about 1 shear a piece will be fully used up. So once we have built up our storage system down below, I will go ahead and restock these. And then over here, our ceremonial pink sheep. No, it was not the one I found earlier. I had to just find some dye and dye this one, but we do have a pink sheep, and of course our Jeb sheep right over there. And we still have plenty of room in this building. We can throw some stuff on top. Haven't quite decided what I want to do yet to fill this room out, but if you have any ideas for any farms that you'd like to see up here, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are. And then of course, on the way down, I did start some little feed ramps for when we do eventually connect this to our bone meal farm. The bone meal will just come up here on both sides and then fill in these hopper tracks that I have down here. And then again, there's a card up here in the corner for tutorial for this farm. It's basically just a variant of the farm that I built and have a tutorial of previously. And there's a zombie in here. This is probably the only thing that I do not like about this base. There are tons of zombies that will come in through this back door and only through this back door, no matter how well lit I have. And they knock the doors down, and I keep having to replace them. So I think I'm going to throw some fence gates up on top of the door. It'll ruin the aesthetic, but I think it's worth it just because it's so annoying having zombies try to get the villagers when they're perfectly safe just because they're sleeping against that back wall. But that's about all the time that we have for today in this episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate you watching all the way to the end. It really does mean a lot. Having these adventures with you is the highlight of my week. So thank you so much for watching. But like I said, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you stay tuned because there is more fun and excitement coming in the next couple of episodes as we build up our base and get some more gear. But until then, remember, you're always welcome on Bedrock. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.